Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Today is Friday. Today is Friday. We've been waiting all week. Friday the 8th, August 8th. We've been waiting all week. Am I right? I had to come on a minute or two early. Mm-mm. I made a smoothie and it got some bits in there and it's pissing me off, making it hard to drink. And I'm going to get it down. The same way I'm going to be slim and trim and get this weight down by noon. Anyway, good morning, y'all. Did y'all get some sleep? How was your week? How was your week? My week was decent. It was exhausting because, like I said, cheer season has started. And so while Sophia's cheering and I'm working, I will be complaining, you know? I will. I have extreme gratitude, of course, but I will be complaining whilst also having gratitude. I'll be doing both. So, yeah, I was tired. But right now, the girls are doing so good. I'm like, oh, my God, last year we won second place for third grade. So this year we need first place for fourth grade. And so they looking real good. So, and it's a lot. Y'all saw last year. It was a lot. The cheer off situation was very serious. So I plan to be very much merched down, throat ready to yell and project. But look at me, y'all. Y'all see what I'm doing, right? Taking me. I am on my way to the office, y'all. Again, because last week I worked on Friday, right? I worked last Friday. And now here I go again. All the smack I be talking about how I can't pay the $5. And here I go right here, going to work. However, please note, I will be leaving at noon. I will be leaving at noon because I can't pay the $5. Okay? Okay. So that's the deal. Let me cross over these lanes if I can. I'm not getting ready to do 100. Let me tell you something. I'm not getting ready to do 100 miles because you want to do 200 miles. Get from behind me and find another lane to do your 100 in. Okay? I don't care if I am in the fast lane. I'm going as fast as I can in the fast lane. That's what I want the people to know. I'm going as fast as I can in the fast lane. And I know it's supposed to be a passing lane, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, y'all. So we've been waiting all week to get to Friday, and hopefully, I know some people do have to work on the weekends, and hopefully you get you some rest on your day off or whenever that is, But yeah. So I'm going into the office, and I'm leaving at noon, like I said, because we know noon gets here much faster than 5 o'clock do. So it ain't gonna be much for me to sit in the at my desk for a couple of hours, tie up a few loose ends, and I'm gone. I was trying to have a little task for myself to do. Maybe I'll go I'll already be in I'm on my way into Atlanta, so maybe I should just, I don't know, find me a little place to get something to eat at. You know what I mean? Hey Sharon. But so maybe I'll find me a little place to eat. I might find a little something for me to do while I'm already on that side. So before I make it back to my side and get on the couch, because that's what I plan to do. And let me tell you how bad I plan to be on the couch. Okay, Sophia room, I got to put her a slight piece of her business out there. Okay, her room is out of control, and I've been letting her build up her room all week. Because as we know, even if your kids are grown, I'm sure you remember, and all y'all that got young children, it's the same 20 sentences over and over. Get up, wake up, did you brush your teeth, where's your book bag, where's your socks, put your shoes on. It's the same thing over and over. Clean your room, do this, do that. I know I got listening problems, and apparently she's getting it honest. So, in order for me to be able to stay on the couch, I let her build up her room, and that's what I'm going to do on Saturday. We're not going anywhere unless that room is clean, and I'm not pointing it out. But the room will be cleaned after all the chilling and the chilling happening. After all that happens, then it's going to be clean that room. And you see why we ain't going nowhere, because the room ain't clean. And then she likes to take all day cleaning, and that's excellent, because I could be catching up on my shows. Now, one show I'm watching right now is called The Hunting Wives. It's pretty good. You know, these white girls in Texas, woo, they got a lot going on. You know what I mean? And you know, in Texas, they do it. Not only do they do everything big, but they do like to carry guns. That's a gun carrying state right there, which I can appreciate. I'm very interested in my Second Amendment right, even though I do feel like they could use some extra laws, you know. They could tighten up the laws a little bit. Every single person should not have access to a gun. However, if you live in a state where you can have access to a gun, it is my suggestion that you exercise your Second Amendment right and go get one. And I'm talking immediately, if not sooner. Go get you a little piece. Go get you a little piece. You fill out the application. You definitely put that you black up there, so that when they start doing their measuring, they can see that the black people need a gun too. We need a gun too. You ain't got to tote it on you if you're not ready to hold, to have a weapon on your person or even in your car or whatever. But you need to have one if it's gonna, have it at least in your house or something. But I'm interested in weapons, that's for sure. But now, speaking of shows, I said I was watching The Hunting Wives, and I was scrolling on Instagram, and I was like, and you know how they do like compilations of shows? So they was doing a compilation of the Golden Girls. And I'm going to tell you something, Martin, just like the Golden Girls, top tier comedy, okay? If you need help with your humor, I suggest you find you some Martin reruns, find you some Golden Girls reruns, find you some In Living Color reruns. Those are my top 3 funniest shows of all time. Those 3 shows make me laugh out loud down to the ground. It is so funny. So funny. But I just needed to point that out because I was crying laughing when they did a Dorothy compilation. She was going off on Stan. So funny. But yeah, so what else is going on? Let's see. I always talk to y'all about the tariffs, right? It's coming. I know I keep saying it, and I know y'all waiting. I hope y'all are waiting, but not in a way that's exciting, but in a way that realizes, do not allow yourself to be pissed off when you see some shit that turns from $10 to $20. Just, if it's not an essential, this is a good chance to change things in your life and just be like, If anything, you could thank DT for that. I mean, I won't be thanking him for anything, to be honest. Even if I got sent a check right now, I don't give a damn. You know why? You know why them checks and stimmies, and I don't even give a damn about getting a stimulus package or a check or whatever, because I happen to know that I pay taxes here, and that's just my taxes. That's it. That's it. You can't make me feel good about giving me my money back in the first place. Now, speaking of taxes, I keep trying to tell y'all that the plan is indigent servitude, okay? I keep telling y'all this, and I keep telling y'all this. When the economy crashes, okay, they're going to buy all this shit up. They're going to buy it up, and you won't be able to get it back. And like I said, right now we have a regime in place. We don't have an administration, we have a regime. So we talking tyranny, okay? Tyranny. The only way to fix this is through violence, and I already said that. I guess we're going to wait. Let's let Nebraska set it off. They bankrupt. They're bankrupt. Like I said, get to the stores and stock up. Don't feel no kind of way about having stuff in your freezer, your refrigerator, canned stuff. Don't feel no kind of way if it looks like, because I'm looking at my pantry and I'm like, I'm okay. It feels like it, but then, of course, we don't know how long. But again, my biggest thing is the impact of going to the store the next time and then just being like, damn, like, So no corn in the cob for me. You know what I mean? Like, baby is about to be skinty. Okay? We all gonna lose that pesky 15 to 20 pounds messing with this regime. I'm with it, I guess. I mean, we ain't gonna have no choice if the food ain't available, right? Needless to say, I'm still on my hunt, trying to figure out where my next experience is gonna be as far as vacation / whatever, because all of my intent for me and my daughter to like travel is going to be to see if that's a place that I can potentially be at, or whatever. But yeah, so they want to privatize everything. Therefore, they buy everything up, and then they basically are going to put us in a situation where if you want access to those things, you will pay for it, or you will not have access to it. That's why they want to get rid of the social programs. They talking about getting rid of soda on food stamps and all this other stuff. Look, like we already know, Michelle Obama first says zero zing zing got no higher. She already did that. You know what I mean? When she had the MOVE program, which I had to be on. Anyway, but and so now they're trying to make it official. And that, listen, figure out a way to buy your junk food and try to look at it like that. You know what I mean? Try to find the positivity in such a negative type of place. You're gonna have to, or you're gonna be pissed off for more time than you need to be. You know what I mean? Listen, put the Twinkies down. I mean, granted, I haven't had a Twinkie in a long time, but the last time I checked, they were so damn good. But anyway, so let's talk about, y'all, this app that's going around, apparently. I forgot about this. A lot of the stuff I might talk about might be like after the fact, because whoops, whatever. But it's called, I don't even know if it's called, just what I'm getting ready to call it, but the T app. Have y'all heard of the T app? The T app, where if you were dating a guy in your particular city, I guess you could look inside the app and you could ask the question of, who's this guy? Do y'all know him? Blah, blah, blah. And the men are getting exposed, baby. Not only are they getting exposed, the people are fighting, okay? It's causing a lot of uproar, okay? They out here windmilling. They pissed at the ladies. If you need an app to tell you whether or not a man is A, B, or C, that's your fault. Okay, well then listen. See, here's the thing. I'm willing to take the blame. You know what I mean? Like, the shaming tactics don't work for me. If you got to do this, then that means this. Well, then I guess it means that. Okay, well, let's let it mean that. Because I'm doing what I just said I was getting ready to do. I'm getting ready to look. Well, not me, but you get what I'm saying. I'm looking. Right now, y'all know I ain't got time. So I don't give a damn about what's going on at T app. Because like I said, me and hot potatoes don't get along. Okay? As soon as I feel the heat, the hot potato gets dropped. So I don't need the T app. The person going to expose themselves anyway, because I personally am going to be myself when I, introduce myself, whatever. And listen, I'm at the tender age. You gotta like me. You gotta like me. And if you don't, then you don't. And you don't. I'll go back on my couch and chill. But more importantly, that's in relationship talk. When you're talking about relations, or just having a little piece of company or something, please, a dozen. Men will never be a dime a dozen. They're a dozen. You hit it off the park every time. So the question of whether or not you want the relationship is what matters. And extra, as you can see, today's Friday, and like I say every Friday, I can't do 8 hours on Fridays. I got to take leave. And so yes, I'm out of here at noon. Matter of fact, to be honest, when you do the calculation, I'm leaving at 11:30, because from 11:30 to 12:30 is my lunch. And then from 12:30 to 4:30 is my 4 hours that I've already put in for. You see? So from 7:43 to 11:30 is when you can find me at my desk trying to get a couple of things done. After work, I learned a long time ago, I don't let anything stress me out at work. Not the people, not the job itself. It ain't a check, okay, that's going to have me getting an ulcer or taking high blood pressure medication behind no damn job. Okay? I will clock out. I will clock out. But yeah, the T app has the men going crazy, baby. Okay? You about to get beat up if you, cause, and here's the thing with the T app. It's one thing, it's like exposing people. And so if you trifling and you get exposed, in a way it's still messed up because that's your personal life. If you trifling in your personal life and you doing this, that, and the third with the ladies have every right to tell their story, but at the same time, it's messed up. But like I always say, if you don't have a story to tell, then that's not something you have to worry about. You know what I mean? Everything doesn't have to be about manipulation. And that's another reason why, like I said, for me, when it comes to relationships, is giving kick rocks, with your bare feet, because I don't have time. You don't need to try to manipulate me. Okay? I'm always going to be protesting, rallying, and marching. So it doesn't matter, at least for me. You know what I mean? But it's annoying for me when I'm approached or talking to somebody and then I can see the manipulation. You ain't got to go through all this with me. Okay? Because I'm already 10 steps ahead of you. Okay? You ain't the only one that know how to manipulate people. I mean, have we met? Do y'all know me or not? Even though this person don't, but they find out pretty quickly. I'm not the one or the two for that. You know what I mean? Because I really don't give a damn. I get it. I'm going to die alone with a cat. Please, okay? I'm not allergic to cats, but I prefer dogs. I want 2 of them when Sophia gets a little bit older. But we'll see, because if I have to move out the country, see, if this car hit me from backing up, because he should have calmed down. Calm down. Goddamn kidnapping van right here pissing me the hell off. But you know what else got the men crashing out? It ain't just the T out. So in 2019, Saudi Arabia let Uber do a female-only request. Women can request to have a woman driver. The driver can request to only drive women. And so now Uber here in the United States is trying to adopt that. They said it went to like 40 other countries. The men are crashing out again. So this will always, it's almost like every story can always line up to the protection of women or the lack of protection of women. Okay? Uber, the intent that Uber has is to help protect women. Okay? Now, it goes back to my point of if you're a natural protector, if it comes naturally to you, then this idea is no problem. Or is it just me? Am I tripping? I don't see a problem with the app. If I don't want to drive a man around, I won't. As an Uber driver, period. You know what I'm saying? But if that's the way you're trying to make money, then it makes it, I just wish things wasn't this difficult when it comes to the genders. You know what I mean? But it is. It is what it is. And so Uber is trying to do something about that. And the only thing men have to do is dial it back. Enough. Enough with the killing, the kidnapping, the raping. You know what I'm saying? Enough. And then we can share space better. But don't nobody want to share a space with somebody that it feels like, okay, well, I might die in this space. I'm not safe in this space. Move. I'm sick of these drivers, man. These people are shook. But yeah, so Uber's doing what they have to do to try to protect women, and the so-called natural protectors, other men, are crashing out about it. It's always, well, how come you have to go? This is why the ladies are choosing the bear, because the bear can just smack my face off with one hit, and I know I'm dead. But the bear is not going to pull my pants down and do anything. I'm sure of that. The bear is not getting ready to do that. Okay, there's not going to be baby human / bears. Okay. Hybrid humans. That's not going to happen. The bear either going to kill me or the bear going to walk off. That's the bottom line. Have I ever been threatened to be hit? No, not by, I've been threatened to be hit, but by people that I knew or was dealing with. but not like a random person on the street ever said they was gonna hit me. You know what I mean? The way you do see that. So I'm blessed in that area. And look at me. I'm blessed. I'm blessed that nobody threatened to kill me or hurt me. That's bogus. The idea that I have to feel blessed or like, thank God, that's the reason why Uber is saying that, because that shouldn't even be on the table, but it is on the table. So, but yeah, but no, I somebody talked about, being hit the other day. I think the question was, verbal abuse basically is the same as physical abuse. Now, let's just address it. We all know that abuse is abuse. That's true. That is true. There are so many things that are in line or fall under the category of abuse. But just like all things, there's levels. There's levels. And there's levels to abuse. And my point on the post is and was that the reason why it's not the same is because I'm not going to be arrested for talking shit. But you will be arrested if you touch me. Now, if you touch me, it's going to be a little bit more than that. We're both gonna be arrested. We're both gonna be arrested. We're both gonna be arrested. So, and that's a guarantee from me. Now, but yeah, abuse is abuse. But I feel like thinking that verbal abuse is the same as physical abuse, it's like this is where we're getting it wrong. This is where a lot of people are getting it wrong, and not understanding that there's financial abuse. There's all type of things. You know what I mean? The idea of women being independent is problematic because then abuse can't happen. Manipulation can't happen. As long as you have a way out, you're not trapped. And you're not trapped as long as you're willing to do what's necessary to not be trapped. And that's just the answer there. Okay? That's just the answer there. But I think, I don't know. There's just these ideas that I think people need to deprogram. Deprogram these ideas. These ideas about tradition. Listen, the nuclear family, I had talked about that the other day on somebody else's post. The nuclear family got popular after World War II. The nuclear family is not in the Bible. Okay? Now people always want to bring up the Bible and what they believe is tradition, not because they've read it or anything like that. The Bible has several versions, and the King James Version is the most popular version. But it's also the most altered version. Note, God did not write the Bible. Okay? So, I'm a person that believes in God, but that doesn't mean that I am going to be, like, the Bible doesn't control my behavior. When it comes to the Bible, I pick and choose. Now, I grew up in church hard body. My whole family knows that. We was down to the Goodwill. You know what I mean? My grandmother's an evangelist. All that good stuff. Rest in heaven to my grandmother, Kaka. But God didn't write the Bible. If I believe in God, then I don't have to go. The Bible is not written by him. So he didn't say any of that. This is an interpretation of what he meant or what y'all thought or whatever. Not y'all, but they thought. The Bible there are no entries by a woman, okay, in the Bible. So where were the women? Somewhere subjugated? Yeah, okay. Okay, and that's why I don't listen to the Bible. If you listen to the Bible, then I'm allowed to be a slave, right? Okay. If you listen to the Bible, when men find a wife, they find a good thing. And he gets favor. What do you get as a woman? In 2025, I guess you just get to have a husband. Well, enough. Enough. So that's not going to be enough for me. So that's my reasoning. So when I do be down to the internet streets, scrolling and trolling, people always want to bring up the Bible and what God said. And it's like, everybody's not a Christian, right? Just like everybody's not a Muslim. Everybody's not a lot of things. It's not about, when they say, more than one thing could be true or two things could be true. A million things could be true at one time. All type of things can be true at one time in one conversation for one topic. All of these things can be true. And a lot of it can also be lies. from the pits of hell. 54. Okay, so I got 6 minutes. But ultimately, like I said, for me personally, I try to have emotional intelligence. And when I see something in the Bible there's a Bible passage that I find encouraging, then I will pick and choose to be motivated and encouraged by that. If I see something in the Bible that goes against what I got going on, what I believe for myself, I'm going to exercise my free will. I'm going to choose to believe that if there's some pearly gates, I can answer the question when I get there and not a minute before I get there. But that's how I roll. That's how I roll. Okay. I don't have any fear when it comes to that. I really believe if I'm going to be the one accountable for my behavior while I'm here on this planet, if I either got to believe that or not believe it. I don't believe anybody's going to be asked about me. I don't believe I'm going to be asked what anybody else was doing. So with that being said, I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to do what I want to do. And I'll deal with the consequences at the point where I get to the pearly gates, if I make it. I might go straight to hell. Who knows? Who knows? What if we in hell right now? Listen, y'all drinking water? Because it is hot. Lord, is it perimenopause or is it hell? I don't know. Drink water, y'all. Smoothie. I better be slimmed down by noon. This is going to be the breakfast of champions right now. Well, anyway. Anyway, y'all. I'm about to go. Y'all be easy, okay? Don't let nobody piss you off. Today's Friday. We've been waiting all week to get to today. Okay? I live for the weekends. I really do. Even when I ain't doing nothing. I live for being on my couch. And Lord knows, anytime I see, like, when I be on, like, scrolling on my phone, if I see, like, a movie or a series or something, I take a screenshot of like, somebody recommending it, and then... So that's another reason why I got, like, 10 things I'm trying to watch right now. It's over the top. You know what I mean? But, anywho... Y'all, I want y'all to have a good day. I plan to as well, okay? I'm about to sit at my desk and think for a second. What do I want to do? Where shall I go? I mean, here's the problem, though. Like I said, if I go anywhere, guess what's going to happen? I'm going to end up spending money ticking me off, okay? Which is the reason why I let Sophia build up her room so that on Saturday I can lay down. Because I'm not going anywhere on Saturday unless her room is clean. But I also don't feel like telling her to clean her room 30 times a day. So, to this morning when I came in her room, I just had to take a couple of deep breaths and act like I didn't see what I saw. Okay? Listen, I'm not even going to say if she don't clean that room. She ain't going to clean it. She going to wait. She going to wait. My baby is going to wait. And I'm going to wait with her. I'm going to hold my mule. And then when Saturday comes, she done had Chick-fil-A all week, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to be down to the couch, okay? She's going to be having hamburgers and french fries that I will gladly make for her on the stove. My delicious meals, I will gladly make for her on the stove, okay? And that's it. What's up, Terry? And so, that's the bottom line. Listen, y'all, we made it to Friday. Let's make today a good day. Like I said, I'm only doing 4 hours. I can't pay the 5 on Fridays. Can't. I got until, like I said, 11:30. I'm gone. Make sure y'all drinking y'all water. Okay? And like I said, if I'm skinny by noon after I drink this smoothie, I'll put up a picture. If I'm not skinny, I'm put up a thumbs down, pissing me off. But anywho, y'all have a good day. Like I said, don't let anybody piss you off. If they do piss you off and you're at work, like I said, pull them to the side and let them know what you need to know. Besides that, do not engage. It's pointless. Okay? It's a waste of time. Hey, Mom. It's a waste of time. Look at my mommy. My mommy's on the line looking at me. Ma, you got to roll back because I'm about to go right now. Okay? You late. But anywho, y'all have a good day, and I will do the same. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend, and I will see y'all on Monday. All right. Bye.